everything that we touched in this city has in fact really worked out, and outside of the city has really worked out, and against big odds.
At the fashionable center of New York, the world's premier address, 5th Avenue and 57th Street, is Trump Tower.
Donald Trump will tell you he doesn't just build, he creates. 5th Avenue's most prestigious address these days is Trump Tower, a creation which holds a shopping area where if you have to ask the prices, you don't belong there. And apartments that begin at $1 million for a one-bedroom and up to $12.5 million for the larger models. Residents include Johnny Carson, Steven Spielberg, and Sophia Loren.
This is a 40-story cooperative apartment house that we're building next to Bloomingdale's, right up from Bloomingdale's.
Up the street, other celebrities are buying at Trump Plaza. There's the Grand Hyatt Hotel. Coming up in Atlantic City, a hotel casino which will earn him $100 million a year. You look at this lifestyle and you have to ask, why would a 37-year-old billionaire want to roll up his sleeves and do battle with the National Football League?
It's something that's interesting. And again, in this case, it's not just buying. We're not just buying a team and we're going to, through draft choices, we're going to make it better and better. We're creating a team, but we're creating a whole league.
Since he purchased the New Jersey Generals for about the cost of one of his deluxe apartments, he has created a lot of commotion. First, he went after a big-name coach. After he and Don Shula couldn't come to terms, he settled for a New York coach, Walt Michaels, formerly of the Jets. Then he bought Herschel Walker, a quarterback, Brian Sipe of the Cleveland Browns. From the 49ers, he signed Willie Harper and Bobby Leopold, 2 linebackers. The 49ers wouldn't talk about this transaction, and the National Football League said no as well.
4-man rush, including Taylor. He did his thing, didn't he?
And then there's the Lawrence Taylor situation. He signed a contract with Trump's Generals, but he's still under contract with the Giants. So his starting date with the USFL wouldn't be for 3 seasons. There's been a lot of mystery about this deal, and while Trump won't confirm the signing, he believes Taylor would give his team credibility.
If Lawrence Taylor decides to sign a contract with the USFL, even if it's in 1987 or 1988, which is 3 or 4 years, that is tremendous credibility for the USFL. And the NFL knows it. And they really do know it.
They can take our players and sign the futures, the Collingsworths, the Rosses, the Lawrence Taylors, the Brian Sipes, and, you know, that's a two-way street. Soon we may be compelled for our own preservation to go after some of the players that they are developing. That's not a good situation for either one.
Are you at war with the NFL? Well, I don't know. We're not at peace with the NFL, I guess, but I don't know if you can classify it as a war. We're in competition for their players. They've done a good job over the years. They've done a great job in some cases over the years, and we're certainly looking to compete with the NFL. And the answer is we are in a form of war right now with the NFL. There's no question about it.
Before the USFL tossed its first coin, there was a lot of talk about warfare, whether the new league would go after underclassmen. At the time, CHET SIMMONS, the commissioner of the USFL, said no, they weren't going to go out and spend lavishly. And that, yes, they'd signed Herschel Walker, but that was an exception. Herschel took the money and ran, sometimes for a loss, and now his team has another millionaire in sight. Meantime, Simmons says if George Steinbrenner can do it, why not Donald Trump?
People have said to me, do you now have USFL's George Steinbrenner? I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad at all. As long as the man is able to deliver on promises they make. If you don't make promises, then people aren't going to expect anything. Don came out and said he was going to build a competitive winning team in this city, and I think he's demonstrated that.
But some other USFL owners don't like Trump's game plan.
He's certainly helping himself and the New Jersey Generals. He's certainly going to create a first-rate team, and to the extent he does that, it will help the USFL. In terms of what it does to everybody else and all the other owners, it really stretches the budget.
Money doesn't necessarily buy you winners. Money can buy you the best players, but always the best players don't necessarily win.
I don't think it makes sense to take a player from one league and pay him 3 times what he's worth to simply get him to come to another league. He's still the same player.
One wonders why bother? Why Trump just didn't go ahead and buy an established franchise? Why with his money he could tell his friends he owns America's team?
In my opinion, only a loser can buy the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have been so good so long that and the expectation level has been so high and will continue to be so high. But if the Dallas Cowboys become just a good team or above average team, the man who owns that team is going to be called a loser.
So there he is, the owner of a 6-12 team, but an owner who likes to create. He'll find credibility for his team in the USFL, he says, even if he has to build it himself.
We need the foundations. We have the locations. We have the foundations. We build them right. We build them on time. It's going to be the same thing with the team you watch.